So I tried to meditate, man. It doesn't fucking work. It's too fucking hard, man. I can't stop thinking. Every time I try to stop thinking, I just keep thinking about trying to stop thinking, and so then I'm thinking about trying to stop thinking and trying to stop thinking. How the fuck do I meditate, man?
You can attach meaning to your life, but that meaning is yours and yours alone. It's not objective. It is not an absolute.
So you've already tried meditation, or you're thinking about trying meditation, and it just hasn't worked for you, or you just have this resistance to it because you're already thinking so much, or you cannot sit still, and you think it's too hard to do. You tried for even 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes were just hell, and it just didn't work for you. Well, let me help you out. So the number one problem that people say, that people get, is that I'm thinking too much, man. I'm doing this meditation thing, and I'm just overthinking. I'm trying not to think. I'm seated, and it just gets worse. And at the end of the 5 or at the end of the 20 minutes, I just ended up thinking about my project, about like doing the laundry for 20 minutes. I just completely fucking forgot about meditation. So it was just like sitting and thinking. The goal of meditation is not to stop thinking. It's not to quiet your mind. It's to be aware and mindful when you're meditating. So the goal is not to stop. The goal is not to suppress, to resist the mind. The goal is just to be aware. Now how is that? Now that maybe that's strange to you. Well, isn't the goal of meditation to be more calm? How can I be more calm if I'm thinking more? Well, if you're more aware, this will indirectly calm down your thoughts, calm you down. But first of all, you have to start with directly being aware of those thoughts. The less you try, the better it is. So stop fucking trying so much. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard to make your thoughts stop. And I know I've done that so many times. My first year of meditation, my first few months were basically that, me trying to stop thinking. And then as I've progressed on the path, as I've done it for more and more years, I've realized no, the right meditation is I just don't try to even stop. Just don't even try. That's the best meditation. And you just literally sit down and completely, anything goes. You let go of the resistance completely. And that will take you some time, especially if you're having those really negative thoughts about like, oh my god, but I hate myself. I'm so dumb for thinking so much. And then you beat yourself down over it. Completely let go. And you have to practice letting go. Practice not resisting those thoughts. When they come in, just let them be. Actually, when your mind is wandering, it's just your mind is getting back into autopilot, right? And it's just getting in that natural process of problem solving, but you have to let the autopilot run for it to eventually stop. Funny analogy, but a chicken that's running, right? If you cut the chicken's head, it's gonna keep running, right? But it'll eventually stop. But like, you have to trust that the chicken will stop running, right? Say the head represents the resistance that you have. So you're trying to keep your head like, oh no, I have to stop thinking. So then you're thinking about trying to stop thinking, but like, if you just completely let go, like stop it, psh, cut the chicken's head. The chicken will keep running for a little bit, but eventually it'll just stop. Right? So it's kind of like, for example, when you have a fan turned on, you know, like you plug it in the electric outlet so it's spinning, and then you're like, you know what, it's too cold in here, I'm gonna turn off the fan. And you unplug the fan. The fan will keep spinning, right? But if you wait like 10 to 15 seconds, it'll just stop. So it's the same with your mind. So when you let go of the resistance, you'll still have thoughts coming. You'll still have wandering thoughts coming. But you have to let the autopilot go. Let it run its course. Whatever, for a few seconds, and eventually it'll just completely stop. Another problem is, well, there's so many techniques, man. Like, you outline like 4 techniques, 5 techniques. Which one do I do? Alright, very simple. Just fucking pick one. It doesn't matter which one you pick, right? As long as you pick one and you stick to one, right? I would say if you have a hard time with attention deficit disorder or focusing or whatever, do the concentration meditation for 2 minutes a day, right? 2 minutes, just put a 2 minutes timer and focus on like issues with your emotions, particularly crazy thoughts about like how horrible you are or whatever, like negative thoughts. Do mindfulness meditation, where you focus on your thoughts and your emotions that arise with no judgment. So those are really the two. Anything else, like, sure, you can try those out, but really focus on the main ones, right? And make it easy, just 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes to start, and then you can build your way up. Another problem, where the fuck do I sit, man? Where the fuck do I sit? How do I sit? It doesn't really matter how you sit, as long as you can breathe properly and you can concentrate properly. So if you're starting out and sitting in the lotus position is a little hard, just sit on a chair, sit on a couch, and do it on a couch. Very simple. So then you can focus on the meditation itself, so you're not distracted by your thoughts, right? And then when you get used to it, or if you already got used to it, I highly suggest sitting on a ground, because it allows you to keep your posture straight, and it's just a lot. I don't know, I like sitting on the ground better. I don't know. Try it out. Try both. See which one you like better. Another problem with meditation is people will think, well, if I just spend an entire like 20 minutes thinking, well, that's not a good meditation, so then what's the point of doing it? Well, the success of a meditation is not determined by how much you think or don't think. The success of a meditation depends on how aware you were, how mindful you were. Right? Maybe you're thinking, oh, well, I wasn't mindful, I was thinking. But if you were aware of this thinking, if you were aware of yourself not being mindful, then you were mindful. Even if just 1%. Even if just 1%. You were like, oh, overthinking, but if you were mindful of that, then that was a successful meditation. The best meditators, that's what I've heard, are not necessarily the ones that think the less. They are the ones that are least attached to each thought, that are least judging of each thought, that are least monitoring of each thought. It's not the people that think the less. It's not the calmest people. It's just the people that have a lot of experience with letting go of thought, of observing thought, being aware of them. That's important. Let go of the rest. Let go of it. Another problem, well, I don't have motivation for it, man. Like, what the fuck, like sitting, doing nothing, that's boring. What the fuck? Why would I do that? Right? You don't have motivation for it. Well, if you don't have motivation for meditation, then I don't think you take your self-development seriously. I think most self-development, you at least need some practice of meditation, because this is really, in my opinion, one of the most important things, if not the most important thing for your own self-development. How are you actually going to grow? How are you going to face your own demons? How are you going to face your inner demons? Right? How are you going to grow? Meditation is fundamental to us, fundamental to our growth. Meditation celebrates the fact that we are conscious beings, the fact that we are beings that are self-aware. You can train your awareness, because sure, you can lift some weights, get stronger physically, but mentally, there's so many benefits to meditation. So get motivated now. If you're watching this video, you have 2 minutes to do it, so fucking do it now. Another issue is people ask, how do you see improvement? From meditation. Well, if you're 0.001% calmer, 1% just more confident. For example, if someone points the finger at you, mocks you, usually you'd get mad for like the rest of the day. And now you only get mad for 1 hour, even if it's still a long fucking time. That's still better than being mad for the rest of the day, right? When you're being hurt by someone, or a girl rejects you, you feel the same hurt, but you're just more aware of it, then that's improvement. If as you're watching those videos, you have just 1% better focus, you're less tempted to do something else, you're less tempted to divert your attention, and you focus 1% better on those words. And as I'm speaking with the silence, you don't care about rushing to the next word, then that's 1% improvement, right? 1% improvement. So thank you guys for watching. Those were, in my opinion, one of the main concerns with meditation, right? Very practical, a lot more hands-on, because I believe that I can talk about all these beautiful things, about all those theories of like the ego and happiness. I think we need a little more practical techniques here. For example, meditation, very practical, some technical things you can do, right? It's a technique. It is technique. And I highly believe that we have to combine theory and technique, theory and practice, put them together. Because if we don't, then we're not really learning really to the fullest. We're not developing ourselves to the fullest. So thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments, because I read every single one of them. I reply to every single one of them. And the best suggestion, I'll make a video about. Click on the fucking bell right here, because this is when I release all my fucking videos. You'll have them in your subscription feed right here. Now see you guys next time. Peace.